without further ado, guys, spawning in the top left position of the map that is GSL Whirlwind, it is our purple Zerg player who took a pretty nice game 1 versus the mech play, but in game number 2 fell short with the 2-base Mutalisk Baneling timing. It is Acer's Scarlett. And spawning in the topper position as the blue Terran. I love 2-factory play, and Koss showed exactly why it's so strong at dealing with the Baneling Zergling play. That layer tech just wasn't enough. A really great macro. I have to say, and he tied the game even. Can he take another win? It is Empire's Koss. So Whirlwind is one of those maps where you have to deal with the space. Mech is typically very, very ill-advised on this map, specifically because you get issues with a lot of open spaces, right? There's a lot of areas you can flank from. Almost any choke position where you'd be moving through, you can get flanked very easily. Bioplay tends to be more preferred. You have more mobile options because the map is so big. Now, it is going to be horizontal positions, so I guess making a straight push across the map is possible. But the Zerg player has a lot of options for expanding away from the Terran, namely this expansion. You can go here in the late game, and the Terran player has to cross the whole map to get there, opening, of course, alleys for counterattacks, pretty much anything like that. So it looks like we're going to see another command center first out of Koss. This doesn't surprise me. This is not a map where you can get away with a 6 pool in. The time it would take for your Zerglings to cross, like a Terran player can actually get what they need to deal with it enough time. It's hard. It's hard. Sometimes you see 10 pool play, but neither of our players are going to take any extreme unnecessary risks this game. Koss, Barracks follow-up. Likely see that gas follow-up from him again. He seems to like the Hellion play, but as I say that the SCV moves down, it is going to be possibly a second Barracks. Yep, there we go. He's going to actually wall off the main. So I guess in some worst-case scenario where like Zerglings show up right now, he can cancel this and he has a wall. It's a very nice wall, I have to say. I don't have any complaints about it. I mean, it blocks stuff, right? So, gas taken for Scarlett, though. This is going to be a little bit more of that aggressive play, perhaps. I think based on the previous game, theoretically, that Mutalisk play could work again, but the scouting from Koss was enough to thwart it. So, the real question is, what's Scarlett going to do this game? She's a player that's not afraid to do a lot of different things, and Koss, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to play the same macro style as before with a different opener. Maybe he doesn't want to get metagamed into Scarlett, assuming, okay, well, he's going to go Hellions, so I'm going to go Roaches. And then she shows up to his base, and he's got Marauders and 2 Marines prepared to deal with that. So I think Scarlett, she's going for this 2-queen, and we'll likely see her go for a 4-queen opener unless she wants to get really aggressive. It all depends how much gas she's going to mine. She still has 3 on the extractor, starting that metabolic boost upgrade, and Koss goes into scout, sees, okay, well, you're a Zerg player. You took a fast expansion. For some strange reason, this doesn't surprise me. But Scarlett's continuing to mine gas, and that's, I guess, the most interesting thing happening in this game right now because she has a couple of options as to what she can do with this. We could see her throw on a Baneling Nest right now. She has the gas. She could go for Roach Warren, but maybe she wants to just drone up the natural first. Typically, there's a pretty fun, 36 drone Roach timing. I mean, go Roach Ling pressure. But the main base is saturated. The natural expansion, not just yet. So this Larva Inject will likely be put largely into drones. And then we're going to see her go for whatever tech option she wants. But I like this. You go for the command center first into 2 racks, and it gives you go about 5 Marines, and you do a poke. You can walk over to the 3rd base. You can say, hey, if you don't have any queens here or any creep spread here, I can just force a cancel. But Scarlett gets a couple drones out. Now she's going for 16 Zerglings. Speed will be done soon, so she may be able to catch Koss off guard. There is no bunker in the natural. It's just Marines. He does have a pretty decent barracks count, so you can get up these units. He's getting a 3rd command center, though, so delayed the tech part of this a little bit. No upgrades going yet for Koss. And these Zerglings are going to be able to catch these Marines. Speed is done. Koss sees, oh my goodness, there's speed Zerglings at the 6-minute mark, so she must have opened gas. Anything's possible, but it looks like Scarlett's just going to transition to double evolution chamber, so so she's not going to do anything crazy. Maybe she's planning on just doing enough damage with this that she can either follow up with more lings or go for a really fast lair. And the Koss tries to throw up the wall. The bunker gets destroyed. There's nothing to put these Marines inside. SCV's pulled to defend this. A lot of Marines going down. Koss is taking some serious damage from this, falling to about 30 supply. These Zerglings have done a ton of damage, also preventing that wall from finishing. Mule will go down, and behind this, Scarlett's getting that 1-1. This was a really effectively timed build from Scarlett, taking advantage of the forward wall from Koss. The lack of a bunker really hurting him. Bunker canceled. And this is a great position for Scarlett to be in. I will say, though, that Koss is not dead. He has 3 orbital commands. Sure, Scarlett has 41 drones, 21 SCVs. Sure, she's getting a lair, but with triple Mule, triple SCV production, it's not unheard of for a Terran player to come back from this position, especially with a player as strong as Koss. We actually saw him versus Manchi in the game on, I think it was Entombed Valley. He lost a ton of SCVs very early on to the 6-gate pressure that Manchi went for. But with this 3rd command center, he was able to recover his economy and actually take a sweeping lead economically just through hard macro. Koss does not miss his SCVs. He's got them churning out now. He is going for a single engineering bay. This reminds me of a build I've seen his teammate Beastie use. He actually builds another engineering bay at the front to help finish off this wall. So it's pretty nice bio timing. You can still go for stem, you can still go for drops, and you can mix in marauders if you think there's going to be kind of roach pressure. But we're going to have a Spire starting for Scarlett and a Baneling Nest, as well as a 3rd base. So I think Scarlett's 3rd base being this late gives a pretty opportunity for Koss to go for this economic greed, basically. Just trying to get as much as he can, not scanning, just muling hard. And because the timing of the 3rd base, if we look at the worker count, Koss, he's catching up now. He's only down about 10 workers. And at this point, with the 3 mules, it draws a lot more evenly. These Zerglings are going to try to scout around, see if there's a 3rd base up yet. There is no such thing. Baneling speed, 2-2 on the way. I will say Scarlett is miles ahead in upgrades. This is the advantage she secured. You know, you go in and you kill those SCVs. What can you do with this? You can throw down, you can go maybe double expand, do something crazy. You could go for a ton of drones, maybe try to attack crazily fast. But what Scarlett's decided to do with the SCVs that she killed is get this super fast Evo chamber set up. And it's really going to allow her to go for, I think, a big bust. I think one of the more popular, I haven't seen it as much lately, but this really reminds me of the first game that I saw Thorzane play in Pro League. For some reason, it's what comes to mind. Antigua Shipyard. It's a very, very powerful 2-2 timing at around 13 minutes with Zerglings, Banelings, Mutalisks, and it's just designed to completely flatten a Terran player that doesn't have a ton of tanks and Marines. I actually don't think it's possible to hold without bunkers and a wall in front of your tanks. So this could be what Scarlett's going for. We'll have to see if she goes for this 4th base, and it looks like she will. She still, of course, has the option to be aggressive. She has the Mutalisk. She can harass with them. She a very versatile unit. She's not being forced to do anything. And based on the size of the map, Scarlett has a pretty good window to be aggressive with these because the Mutalisks move quickly, and you want to go for the more mobile style. Infestors are slow. Broodlords are slow. When you try to play with those styles on Whirlwind, bio players can dodge, duck, dive, and dodge to try to prevent you from actually killing them. They can just go run around your army, go to your expansions, and cut off your mining. So I like the Mutiling Baneling choice from Scarlett, giving her the mobility, the options to be aggressive, and to also just go for a big Baneling attack if she feels like it. Now, Koss has gotten a pretty reasonably timed siege mode. These Mutalisks are flipping around, though, and Koss wants to take a 3rd base. He needs to get some missile turrets up. We could see a big attack here. Banelings being produced. Siege mode is done. There is only 1 tank here, however, and these Marines do not have combat shield. So keep in mind that Marines that stim without combat shield are one-shotted by Banelings, especially these Banelings that have the +2 upgrade now. They're 2-2, so this is a pretty big opportunity for an attack. There is a single missile turret, but that alone will not completely stop this. The sensor tower going over from Koss, I like this decision. It's going to be able to see units moving around his base, in his base, I don't know, through his base probably. Mutalisk, though, poking in towards the main base, sniping a reactor on that barracks. You know what? He didn't get much, but what he got was important. If Koss is going to have to rebuild that at some point or have an inefficient barracks, his production's cut in half on that barracks. So that's 50 less seconds that it could be producing a Marine that it's going to need to rebuild the reactor. So I like this. Scarlett is just dodging around, taking whatever she can get from Koss, but Koss isn't overextending. He's not running out of the base into burrowed banelings or anything ridiculous like that. We don't actually have burrow for Scarlett, so she won't be doing anything like that. It'd be cool to see, though. This positioning, though, gives a couple of options for her. She can charge up the ramp with one set of banelings and zerglings, and then come from the other side, and that's what I mean with open spaces. She's going to head over to this right side. She could just try to avoid this tank line and push into the natural. It looks like she's actually setting up a pretty big flank. A lot of units on the left side and the right. I don't think this is the proper position to attack into, though. She would want to try to maybe go from this angle. She actually has banelings in this side. The Marine stepping up. The tank almost clipping all of these banelings. That's really scary. And Koss is going to try to take away some of these creep tumors. We have the Mutalisks trying to move in towards the natural, try to snipe off a siege tank or two, but the Marines are there. And Scarlett moves in, the Baneling get a couple of nice connections, and now they're going to storm into the third base. The Zerglings moving in with the Mutalisks. So many Banelings, there's simply not enough Marines, as well as Koss may be able to split. He's just going to lose everything right there. GG from Empire Koss. Scarlett with a very, very strong, pretty much maxed out a Mutiling Bane, just completely overwhelms Koss. And I have to say, that's, that's one of those things that you put yourself in a position to be able to do with the damage that she secured early on.